When we first saw the PDP compact, we were really looking forward to getting one. Unfortunately, once we actually got hold of one, the experience was mediocre to say the least. In fact, it was more on par with a portly old gal trying to master a mechanical bull. It ain't working too well. However, we have found something to tame this beast and make it a lean, mean shooting machine. Oh yeah, let's get into it. Hello, welcome back to another installation of What Would Lou Do. So as I said in the opening, we are talking about the PDP, the Walther PDP compact. This isn't the only model actually that is referred to as snappy, or what I like to say, more harsh, right? It's a very harsh shooting pistol. And what I mean is the recoil springs in here are crazy tight. It just, you're shooting with those things, man, it's just like, wow. And you think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not, because they're so light and that heavy recoil system in there, it's just, is not a good balance, right? They're not very well balanced pistols. Now, I actually got this at a steal of a deal, which is what made me purchase it to begin with. I instantly was like, dang, this stinks.
2 hours later.
Gotta tell you, I really don't like the way that this thing shoots. It's not soft in the hand at all. It's very jumpy, very snappy. To be as big as it is, it's kind of weird. We went looking for ways to improve it, right? There's got to be something that can make this thing shootable, right? Because if you look, these are actually used a lot in like the USPSA or whatever, you know, all the shooting competitions. I can't remember all the acronyms, but these are used a lot. Not so much the polymer versions, but the steel frames are used. If they're sprung anything like this, these are some harsh shooting guns. Why do people use these? So that sent us on a little internet search, and eventually that brought us to this right here. This is from ZR Tactical Solutions. They apparently also have a soft spot for the Walther brand and decided that, hey, we can make this better. So they refer to this as the Ultra Mass system, and this is not the captured version. Capture just means that it's contained nicely and neatly on the rod. This one is the guide rod and the springs come apart, and they actually have a system here of multiple springs that you can get. Now, they go as light as 13 pounds, but they don't recommend that one because you have to do a little more tinkering with these for reliability purposes. So what they recommend is either 15, 17, or 18 pounds. They sent us all three of those, and thank you to ZR Tactical for sending us those. We reached out to them because honestly, I was like, I don't know, man, I think it's a gimmick. I think you're kind of putting on, and so they kind of put their money where my mouth was. I guess you would say, ooh, that doesn't sound good at all. But so they sent us these to kind of shut us up, right? Put up or shut up. And so we have played around with it a little bit. We're going to do some testing with it, some more thorough testing to get some shots on camera to see if you can notice the difference. The sweet spot that we have found, for us anyway, is the 15-pound spring. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the stock recoil spring and guide rod, if you can call it that. Do single fire. And then we'll do double taps, and then we will do those side by side. We'll get some slow motion footage. We're gonna try to get you guys a good eye on it to where you can see if this is something that you feel is worth investing in or not. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. So obviously we're gonna start with the Walther and its stock configuration, and we will see how that goes. We'll do a couple of singles and then double taps, and then we will go to slow-mo and see if you can see any difference in the two. So now we're going to try it with the ZR Tactical Ultra Mass Guide Rod and Recoil Spring Assembly. So let's see how it does with this in there. So what's the consensus on the ZR Tactical Ultramass guide rod? Well, that really depends on your configuration. 15 is definitely my favorite. I've tried the 17, 18, and I don't notice much difference. One thing I will say about it is if you don't have any interest in playing around with springs and things like that, I would just go with their captured version, which is the 15-pound spring, and that's basically that sweet spot, right? Felt recoil, this feels a lot different. Now, does it actually translate to your target? Well, that would probably require a little more thorough testing. On the camera, I'm hoping you guys will be able to see a difference between the two, because I can tell you as far as how I feel when I'm shooting this one, it definitely feels a lot lighter and not so harsh in the palm of the hand, and it's easier to put it back on your target versus with the stock spring. It's a pretty wild one. I don't know what they were thinking with that, but yeah. Okay, now that was definitely a lot better to shoot. It feels a lot softer and it's easier to return back to zero. So that was definitely an improvement over the stock recoil spring, which is this ridiculous thing here. Yeah, you might as well just go ahead and get rid of that. Like, yeah, get out of here. Oh wait, way to go. Now I've lost it. The cost is relatively affordable. It's not something, you know, like some other recoil systems that we have reviewed that are more on the steep side. It's right there in that range. It's, you know, it wouldn't set you back much to make that improvement on your old Pistola here. So it's got the benefit. It's good value, and it's affordable. So if you want the flexibility of being able to swap out different springs, then the Ultramass guide rod is the way to go. If you have no interest in that, definitely just go with the captured system, because this one can be a bit finicky to put in there. I've taken it in and out so many times now that I know, you know, what works for me. But say like my wife, for instance, she probably would not be able to put that in there. It's just the spring wanting to bend and bow. That's the one thing I would like to see, maybe a little more ease of use, but that's why they've got the capture system, right? So is this something that we would recommend? I would say yes. ZR Tactical has our stamp of approval. So I think that wraps up today's video. If you found this video helpful, we ask that you strike that like, swirl that bell, subscribe and vibe with us, and make us feel all appreciated, baby. We appreciate you guys for watching. As we always say, seek the Lord while he may be found, and call upon him while he is near, because he is near unto those that be of a broken heart, and save such that be of a contrite spirit. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. He resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. So cast yourself down before the Lord, and he will lift you up. Till next time, my friends, take care, and God bless.